Good morning, Bhante.
You can hear me now?
Yes, Bhante.
Yes, Bhante.
Yes, Bhante.
Bhante.
Okay. This is also very important stanza. Let me play the stanza first, and then you recite line by line.
Yo ce vassa satang jive apasang udayau vyayang ekahang jivitang seyo passato udayau vyayang.
Again.
Yo ce vassa satang jive apasang udayau vyayang ekahang jivitang seyo passato udayau vyayang.
Again.
Yo ce vassa satang jive apasang udayau vyayang ekahang jivitang seyo passato udayau vyayang.
Okay. Let me recite line by line, and you repeat after me. Yo ce vassa satang jive
Yo
Satam Jive
apasang udayavayang
Apasang
Udayavayang
ekahang giritam seyo
Ekahang
Ekahang Seyo
pasato udayavayang
Pasato Udayavayang.
Two line by two lines. Yo je vasa satang jive apasang udayavayang
Yoche
Satam Jive
Udayavayang
Udayavayang
ekahang jivitang seyo
Ekahang Jivitang Seyo
pasato udayavayang
Pasato Udayavayang.
Okay, let us see the meaning. Yo che. One, che is indeed vasa satam, for 100 years. Sata means 100. Vasa means years. Jive might live. Apasang without seeing. Udayavayam, rise and fall. Ekahang of one day. Jivitang alive. Seyo is better. Passato for the one seeing. Udaya Vyayam. Okay. One might live for 100 years without seeing rise and fall, but a life of one day is better for the one seeing rise and fall. Rise and fall of what? Rise and fall of body, feeling, perception, thought, and consciousness. They are always rising and falling. So even if one lives for 100 years without seeing this rising and falling, that is not very worthy life. But one who sees even one day the rise and fall, that is a very, very important and worthy life. Now, when one sees rising and falling, means one sees the rising and falling of body. In Pali it says, Auja avidya samadaya, rupa samadayo. When avidya, ignorance arises, form arises. So these five aggregates, one sees rising and falling, and that life is even lived for one day is very, very important. Now, let us see the story behind this. Once you learn the story, the meaning becomes very, very clear. In the Buddha's time, there was a multimillionaire who had 40 million, in today's term, dollars. 40 million. Those days, 40 million is, these days, like 40 billion, even more than that. And he was declared to be a Sati. Sati means the chief, one who has lot of wealth, millionaire, billionaire. They had a girl, her name is Patachara, and she is exceptionally beautiful, especially when he was 16 years old. She was most beautiful in that area. So the parents wanted to marry her when she grows little older. They wanted to marry her to another man who also is coming from very rich family of the same caste. But as this girl was growing up, in that same house, there was a young boy who also had come to his youthful state, and without the parents' awareness, secretly, these two, boy and girl, became friendly. And they had a very close inter relationship. Love affair, in other words. Then, meanwhile, the parents were trying to find another boy who can match their wealth and reputation. But this girl and boy did not care for reputation. And then, since they had very close intimate relationship. So this girl told the boy, "Dear, my parents are trying to find another man to marry me, but I don't like that. If I marry another man, I would not be able to see you anymore. And therefore, our plan will be simply will become null and void." So they both decided to leave the home together. So they made a plan to leave one day. This girl found some ragged clothes and uncombed hair and body she made with dusty looking like a slave girl. And then next day she ran away from this boy, with this boy. And they actually did not know where to go. But then as this girl was going with him with a pot in her hand, and boy also was not looking very handsome, but very healthy and strong, robust man. And then they went to a very rural area, far away from the family, and then both of them plowing land, selling wood, and living in a very poor hut. So Patachara wrote water and had this man, and they were living together. Of course, after some time, she became pregnant. Then when she became pregnant, her pregnancy became matured and was very close to deliver a baby. Then she thought, well, I don't have any relative here, any friend here, only me, this man and I live together. Therefore, I must go to my parents' house. Even though we did something very wrong, normally parents love us. And so let me go there. So she proposed this to him, and he said, "Oh, darling, how can we go? If they see me, they will kill me. I cannot go with you." So she was pestering and asking him again and again. Then meanwhile, she was getting very, very close to a delivery. One day when the man was away, she got little close with her and told the neighbors that when her husband returned, to tell him that she went to her parents' house. So she locked the door and went. And this man working in the forest, collecting firewood and so forth, he came home and did not see her. Then he asked neighbors whether they have seen her. They said, yes, she told us that she wanted to go to her parents' house to deliver a baby. So this man ran very quickly and chased out and found this woman. And then as soon as he met her, she had the labor pain and delivered the baby. Then they thought, well, you were going to your parents' house for delivering a baby. Now that the purpose is fulfilled. We don't have to go there anymore. Let us return. So they returned home, their little their hut, and they were living there. After some time, when this child was just about managed to walk as a little toddler, she became pregnant again. Second time, just like before, she asked him to go with her. She he was postponing, and this girl thought, well, I don't think this man will go with me. Let me go by myself. When she was going, this man again came home, not seeing her, ran after her, and then they met together again on the road. And then there was a heavy rain. And then he thought, as she is going to deliver a baby, he must find some big leaves just to make a temporary hut for her to deliver the baby without getting wet. So he went around looking for something, and then he found ant hill, and around it there was some leaves, and he was cutting them. In the ant hill there was a snake, and when this snake was disturbed, he came out and stung him. Then immediately he died. So this woman was looking for him, he did not come, so she delivered the baby, and since it was very heavy rain, she put all of them under her belly, and she stood on her force, protecting two babies. And then because of the heavy rain, so she went and looked for him, and she found her husband was dead. Now, she was very, very sad. Then she was going to her parents' house with this tiny little infant baby and the other toddler. The baby was in her hand. She was holding him by his finger and want to cross the river called Achiravati. Because of the rain, Achiravati was flooded. And it was flooded since it is wide a river. She was able to cross the river, and then she took the little baby and put him on the other shore and came back to pick up the other toddler. And then when she was coming to the middle of the road, she saw a hawk, big bird. Seeing this little baby, the hawk might have thought that it was a piece of meat, just like anybody else when they were little babies, when they were born, like a piece of meat. Anyway, he came and took the baby. So the mother was looking back and forth to see the baby was safe. But when she saw this hawk and picking the baby up, she said, made a noise, Sue, 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 to chase him away. The little toddler who was on the other side thought that mother was calling him. He jumped into the water. Since he did not know how to swim, he got carried away with the water. Now, her husband was killed, 2 children are gone. And she was crying and crying and crying. And she was crying, is there anybody, my dear? Is there anybody? God help me. And nobody is helping me. And she was so sad, desperately crying and weeping and wailing. And then she managed, however, to cross the Achirivati river. And then after some distance, she saw a man coming from Savatthi, and then she asked that person, where was he coming? He said, I'm coming from Savatthi. And then she asked him, do you know such and such a family? He said, don't ask me that. Don't ask me that. Since he asked him again, please tell me, do you know? Then finally he said, you remember last night, the heavy rain last night? She said, yes. Of course, that heavy rain destroyed your house and your mother, father, and there was a boy, brother, all were perished, and then all died. And then Bhattacharya was very, very, very sad. So then she was crying and crying. Then she told him, my husband died, 2 children died, mother died, father died, brother died. 6 people died. And then she even saw, she became crazy. And then she was going on the way, the Buddha was sitting in his Dhamma hall and giving Dhamma desana, giving Dhamma talk, and then she was going to that place, and then people thought she was crazy. Now she has, because of his sorrow, lamentation, she even lost her clothes. Now, as naked, she was when people thought that she was a crazy woman, they started chasing her. So Buddha saw that and said, no, don't hurt her. Let her come. Then somebody had a piece of additional cloth on his shoulder, as normally people carry, like a shawl, and they threw it at her. Then she took it and covered her nakedness, and then said in front of the Buddha. Then the Buddha said, sister, sit down. I teach you the Dhamma. Then immediately she felt very glad because now somebody is there to help her. And then she said, Venerable Sir, please help me. I lost my husband, 2 children, Now this gentleman said, my mother, father, brother, all 6 people I had in my family, all of them are perished. And then but the Buddha said, ask, Buddha said, Patachara, now you don't worry. You came to the right place. I help you. Then he said to her, and then Buddha, you have lost your parents, brothers, and then the husband, children, and so forth. This has happened to you, not only now, even in samsara. The amount of tears you shed over the death of your parents, children, husband, and so forth is much more than the waters in the 4 oceans. And therefore, this is not something new to you. This has happened to everybody. And then he said, then she calmed down. Then Buddha said, Patachara, now you don't take your parents, brothers, children, husband when you pass away. You go all alone by yourself. All your relatives you will leave behind. Therefore, you practice Dhamma, observe the precept, and then you will be liberated from all your sorrows and never to have them again. Then, as Buddha was reciting this, Patachara became stream enterer. Then Buddha, she requested the Buddha to ordain her. Buddha sent her to a nunnery. There she became a nun, and then since then she became known as Bhikkhuni Patachara. Now still she has not attained enlightenment, stream entry, but she was consoled. So one day, when she was washing her feet, she saw the water ran on the ground some distance and then absorbed into the ground, seeped into the ground. Then next time she washed, the water ran a little further and disappeared in the ground. Third time she washed her feet, then she saw the water ran some distance and distance longer than the second time and then disappeared. Then she thought, looking at it, she thought, when I washed my feet, first time the water ran some distance and disappeared. When I washed again, second time it ran little farther than the first one. And third time when I washed my feet, it ran even farther than the second time. And then she thought, well, people die as children, they die in their middle age, they die in their old age. So she was very wise. And seeing this, she immediately attained stream entry, and then she thought these 5 aggregates are not created by Deva, Brahma, Ishvara, any god ate the rice depending on the following the dependent origination, and like this she was maintaining mindfulness. Then the Buddha said in this stanza, Yo vasa satangive apasang udayabhyayam ekahang jivitang sayo vasato udayabhyayam. One might live for 100 years without seeing rise and fall, but a life of one day is better for the one seeing the rise and fall. That was the stanza Buddha recited, and that is the meaning of the stanza. Now, friends, now you got the story. I like you to listen to the stanza once again, and then I recite it line by line, and then you repeat after me, and then we'll have little time for meditation. Okay, friends. Now listen to the stanza again.
Yo ce vassa satang jive apasang udayau yayang ekahang jivitang seyo passato udayau yayang.
Okay. Repeat after me. Yo ce vassa satang jive
Yo
Yo cha
Vasa
vasa
satangi
jive
apasang udayavayang
apasang
apasang
udayavayam
yayan
ekahang jivitang seyo
ekahang
ekahang
jivitang
jivitang
seyo
seyo
passato udayavayang
passato
passato
udayavayam
udayau yayam.
two line by two line. Yo ce vassa satang jive apasang udayavayang
yoche
Yo cha
vasa
vasa
satangi
jive
apasang
pasang
udayavayam
udau yayan
ekahang jivitang seyo passato udayavayang
ekahang
ekahang
jivitang seyo
seyo
passato
passato
udayavayam.
udayau yayang.
Okay, once again you listen to the whole stanza and I.
Yo ce vassa satang jive apasang udayau yayang ekahang jivitang seyo passato udayau yayang.
Okay, Anuma first.
Yoche vasa satang jive apasang udayavayam ekahang jivitang seyo passato udayavayam.
Okay, Philip.
Yo cha vassa satam jive appasam udayoyam ekaham jivitam seyo passato udayavyayam.
Good. Mic 3.
Yo ce vassa satang jive apasang udayau yayang Ekahang jivitam seyo passato udayau yayang.
Good. Tanaka.
はい。ヨーチャワッサタンジーヴェアッパサンウダウヤヤンエーカーハンジービタンセイヨパッサトウダヤウヤヤン
Good. Nimi.
Yo chavassa satam jive apasam udaya vyayam. Ekaham jivitam sayo passato yudaya vyayam.
Very good. Satima.
Yochawasa satang jive apasang udayu yoyang ekahang jivitang seyo pasato udayu yoyang.
Very good. Suhanti.
Yojavasa satam jive apasam udayam yayam ekaham jivitam seyo passato udayam yayam.
Good. Malit.
Yochevassatam jive apasam udayavaya ekaham vitam seyo passato udayavaya.
Good. Inuka.
Yochavasa satam jive appasam udayavayam ekaham jivitam seyo passato udayavayam.
Chaturi.
Yotavasa satam jive appasam udayayam ekaham jivitam seyo passato udayayam.
Good. Atanas.
Yochavasa satam jive apasam udayo yuyam ekaham jivita seyu pasato udayo yuyam.
Good. Nina.
Yochavasa satam jive apasam udaya yayam ekaham jivitam seyo passato udayayam.
Good. Hiroyuki.
Yochawasa satam jive apasam udaya uyayam ekaham jivitam seyo passato udaya uyayam.
Good. Nimi.
I finished already, Bhante.
Okay. Then Dayani.
Okay. Yochavasa satang jive apasang udaya yauyang ekahang jivitang seyo pasato udaya uyayang.
Okay, good. Now I think everybody recited. Now let us meditate because we have very short period. So let us meditate. Okay. Now, okay. You can see the,
Yes, Bhante.
you can see it?
Yes, Bhante.
Yes, Bhante.
Yes, Bhante.
Okay. Then let me read it and then you focus your mind on that. And then we meditate. May all beings be happy and secure. May all beings have happy minds. Whatever living beings there may be, without exception, weak or strong, long, large, medium, short, subtle or gross, visible or invisible, living near or far, born or coming to birth, may all beings have happy minds. Let no one deceive another, nor despise anyone anywhere, neither from anger nor ill will should anyone wish harm to another, as a mother would risk her own life to protect her only child. Even so, towards all living beings, one should cultivate a boundless heart. One should cultivate for all the world a heart of boundless loving friendliness, above, below, and all around, unobstructed, without hatred or resentment, whether standing, walking, sitting, lying down, or whenever awake. One should develop this mindfulness. This is called divinely dwelling here, not falling into erroneous views, but virtuous and endowed with vision, removing desire for sensual pleasures. One comes never again to birth in the womb. Friends, with this metta thought, we meditate. We have almost 20 minutes. Okay? By means of this meritorious deed, may I never join with the foolish. May I join always with the wise until the time honored Nibbana. May the suffering be free from suffering. May the fear-struck be free from fear. May the grieving be free from grief. So too may all beings be, from the highest realm of existence to the lowest. May all beings arisen in these realms, with form and without form, with perception and without perception, be released from all suffering and attain to perfect peace. Excellent, excellent, excellent. So friends, this is the end of today's session. I'm glad that you came and participated in this. And I want to share my metta again with all those who are in hospitals suffering from various diseases and taken care of by very compassionate doctors, nurses, and hospital staff. May they recover very soon, return to their normal life, continue their Dhamma practice, and finally attain Nibbana. May all the doctors, nurses, hospital staffs who are dedicating their life, sacrificing their comfort out of compassion for these people, may they also find time to practice Dhamma, practice meditation, and liberate themselves from samsaric suffering. May all those who have lost their loved ones may still be grieving. May they be free from grief and trying to understand the nature of Dhamma. And finally, they too attain Nibbana. And all those who are in various troubled spots, war zones, discrimination, poverty-stricken area, may they all find time to understand the nature of greed, hatred, and delusion, trying to find Dhamma, practice meditation, liberate themselves from samsaric suffering. May all those who are in the northern direction, northeastern direction, eastern direction, southeastern direction, southern direction, southwestern direction, western direction, northwestern direction, up and down below. May they all be well, happy, and peaceful. May they all attain liberation. Thank you for participating this and see you again next Saturday. Okay?
Sadhu, sadhu,
Sadhu,
sadhu.
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 Thank you, Bhante. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Bhante.
Thank you,
Irvan
Bhante.
saranai, Bhante.
Everyone, Saminansi,
Everyone,
everyone,
Saramai.